Well, as we were contemplating this year who we could recognize for outstanding accomplishments and contributions to the children of our state, the name of Mark Harrison quickly came to the forefront.
You know, I've known Dr. Harrison, or Mark, since he was a young physician. He actually trained at Primary Children's, so I've known him for a very long time. And I think there are a couple of things that impressed me about him early on, and I continue to see them in him. One is absolute deep compassion for patients. He cares. He cares incredibly deeply about individuals, as human beings, and the experience that they're having, and he still does today, and you can tell.
He has a great desire to reach out and lift up those who are downtrodden, and he wants to make sure that everyone has access to health care so that everyone can live the healthiest lives possible. And to do that, he realizes that some things have to be done before they come to the hospital. He also realizes that other things have to be done outside of medicine after they leave the hospital.
Mark is committed to ensuring that every family has access to health care, regardless of their ability to pay. I think some of the things about Mark and his leadership style that have been they've been good for everyone, and that is that he looks at the community as a whole. And he tries to determine how he can help those who can't help themselves.
But perhaps more importantly than his clinical contributions and his leadership contributions is his deep and profound personal commitment to lowering the cost and making the cost of healthcare more affordable to the children of this state.
If you don't have a good education and can't get a good job with a sustainable wage, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself or your family. And so Mark is looking at this and saying, how as a community can we come together and address these issues so that we are healthier people? That is a demonstration of the type of forward-thinking leader that Mark is.
Good leaders start as good people. And Mark is a good person. I have a good friend who actually was in Dubai when Mark took on an extraordinarily hard job of being able to deliver world-class health care in a very difficult marketplace. Dubai, foreign to him, it had had 5 CEOs in 5 years before him. This was when he was with the Cleveland Clinic, one of the great institutions of healthcare, like Intermountain. And he told me of how Mark systematically built relationships with the people that he needed to have trust him, and how it was not just those who led the institution or who would be influential in the institution, it was those who had to deliver the care. Ordinary people who just go to work every day hoping to make a difference. And I think that's the way Mark Harrison is. I've seen him do the same thing at Intermountain.
So Mark is a talented individual, and the scope of his ability is demonstrated by some of the awards that he has received. Fortune magazine has named him this year, in 2019, as one of the 50 greatest thinkers in the world. Not healthcare providers, not doctors, but 50 greatest thinkers in the world. He's the first Utahn ever to be on that list. He's the first healthcare provider ever to be on that list. Fortune recognizes the impact that he's having in transforming healthcare nationwide.
And he's ranked second again among modern healthcare's most influential physician executives and leaders, and tied for second in the list of the 100 most influential people in healthcare. So he's really making a name, not just for himself, but for the Intermountain Healthcare and the Intermountain West. And he will keep going. He is determined to make a difference and to make affordable healthcare available to everyone.
And he is a world-class triathlon. He was on the 2014 U.S. Championship team. So he is a remarkable individual. He's a Renaissance person. He reads, he hikes, he it is operates, he sees people, he administers. He is really remarkable. He sets the standard for all of us on what we need to do to live the healthiest lives possible.
And I think Mark's commitment to people and the inclusiveness of people started very early in his career. And he tells a story about one of the physicians who worked here for many years, Dr. Marty Palmer. And there was a time when he was kind of grumbling about a patient who came in late for a clinic visit. And Dr. Palmer said, I want you to go and try and take the same transportation that that woman took to get here. And so he did. He did what his mentor asked him to do. And he realized, you take 2 buses and you have to do this and you have to this exchange and do this and do that. And I don't think he ever has questioned, what other people's worlds are like, because you don't know. You don't know what they're going through, you don't know their day included. And he understands that, and he understands it very deeply.
And he's terrific because Mary Carroll, his bride, is next to him. They are partners in medicine, they're partners in their family, they're partners in the community. And while I can praise Mark, you can't do that without recognizing and praising Mary Carroll. They are a team.
She is an amazing woman. I mean, she really is. I mean, you need to have somebody, if you're going to be married to somebody who's got that kind of energy and that passion, that drive, you have to have somebody who can balance them. And Mary Carroll balances him very, very well. And she's a force in her own right. I mean, she's a pediatrician. She does community work, and she travels like with Operation Smile to foreign countries and provides humanitarian care. And she's a fabulous pediatrician, so they're really the dynamic duo.
And what's exciting about this couple is that they want to be here. They could be any place in the world, literally. They've had offers to go any place in the world.
Another attribute of great leaders is that they are able to maintain a sense of steadiness and of perspective during very difficult times for either an institution they lead or their own life. And I've seen that in Mark, and I think our community will see that in Mark, and his capacity to maintain a sense of optimism when things are hard.
So Mark, congratulations for this well-deserved acknowledgement of your lifelong contributions, not only to pediatrics, but to clinical leadership and excellence in the delivery of healthcare, not only to all the citizens of our state, but particularly to the children of our state.
You have a great heart, you have a great mind. We are lucky to have you in our community, and I want you to know how much I appreciate all you do for me and for this community. You do help us all by reaching out and lifting us up. Thank you.